life wisdom.
Hi, this is Courtney, and you're watching our video to help alleviate lower back pain. So I'm curious if you've ever been to a yoga class before. Please let me know if you've been to a class or if this is your first time to practice yoga. There are all different kinds of yoga out there, so maybe you've been to Hatha yoga, Vinyasa yoga, hot yoga, power yoga. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know where you're coming from. And also if you have any kind of injury, specific thing going on, let me know. And we're gonna get started in this video laying down on the ground. Actually, the whole video is gonna be on the ground, so get comfortable where you are, on a mat or in a carpet. And I'm looking forward to sharing these stretches with you. So reclining down on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground. Just get comfortable here. You can roll your shoulders under your chest for support and also turn your tailbone up towards your knees so you lengthen your lower back onto the ground. I'm going to keep my left foot flat on the mat and I'm going to draw my right knee into my chest, interlace my fingers around my shins and pull my knee close. Take a breath here and just compresses the area of the abdomen and the thigh together so we relax the hip. And now this might be as far as you want to go. In this video, I'm going to give you stages of each stretch. So if you progress into the next stage and it feels uncomfortable, just go right back into this because you could really just hold your knee here and get the results you're looking for if it feels good. My next step is going to be to take my hands to my foot. And if you can't reach your hand, if you have a belt in your closet or a yoga strap, you can loop it around and use it for your grip. And I'm going to turn my foot up towards the ceiling, but I keep my knee bent here. So this just keeps the hamstrings nice and relaxed. A lot of times when we're experiencing lower back pain, our hamstrings are tight and it's pulling our pelvis, so it's actually pulling the natural curve of our spine and that causes pain. So we want to keep our hamstrings relaxed so that they'll unwind slowly and they unwind in time. We want to feel the stretch in the belly of the muscle and not really close to your hip joints. So I'm going to re-bend my knee into my chest and place my right foot on the ground and draw my left knee in. Again, just take a moment to feel the compression of your left thigh and your abdomen. And if you'd like to, take it one more step. Hold on to your foot with your hands and extend your knee just slightly. You still have a bend here. And you don't want to feel any pulling sensation in your hamstring. You want to feel a gentle stretch. And then again, bend your knee in and replace your foot. So I'll go back onto my right side and move into whichever progression we had done the first time. And now to take it one step further, as this leg is stable here, you can draw your floor leg flat out. So we have this knee bending in towards our chest and this leg lengthening flat towards the ground. Now I'm going to take both knees into my chest and keep my left knee with me. Place my right foot on the ground. You can either keep your knee bent or turn your foot up. And as you keep this left leg stable, drag your right leg long to the ground. So this just stretches the muscles of our thighs and the muscle of our psoas, which is in our lower back and in our hips. Return both knees into your chest. Nice. Now just hold on to your ankles from inside your knees. You can let your knees butterfly apart. So the really just relaxed pose. You want to hang on your limbs. So you're not pulling tight, but you're just letting your legs relax into your arms and your arms relax from your legs. Now return your feet back to the mat, and we'll take another stretch for your hips. And this is going to open your outer hip. So I'm crossing my right foot over my left thigh. I'm just letting my knee fall out to the side. We call this a figure 4. So what's happening here is my right hip is getting a nice external rotation. So you can feel this stretch in underneath your glutes and in your outer hip. We can just hang out here with a few breaths and let the muscles unwind gradually. And if you're feeling like you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can draw your left knee in, and I'm threading my right hand through the space between my legs and interlacing my fingers around my left shin. So in this pose, I don't want to feel any tension in my knee or any tension in my ankle. This part of the leg is really secure, and it's the hip that's rotating open. So all of the movement is coming from this external rotation in our hips, and that's going to release a lot of tension that starts to cause pain in our lower backs. So when you feel like you've spent some nice time unwinding, you're going to switch to your other side, crossing your ankle over your thigh and just letting your knee relax off to the side. Take a couple of breaths and notice where you feel the sensation. Again, it shouldn't be tight sensation in your knee, and it shouldn't be really tight sensation in your hip, but it can be mildly uncomfortable in the beginning because we are getting into really deep muscles that are actually underneath your glutes. These really deep structural muscles, we want to enter into them gradually so we don't cause any tears in the muscle fibers or in the ligaments. So take some deep breath. Progress with me when you feel ready, but again, if you're still in the first stage, just enjoy where you are and breathe, and in time, your muscles will soften. Believe me, they will. I was not always this flexible, but it came through time and through consistent practice and through working with knowledgeable teachers. So just hang in there. I'm going to release. And now let's rise into a seat. Going to draw the soles of your feet together. So we have our inner thighs opening, and this is going to start opening the inner hip. You can pull forward with your chest if that's comfortable for you. Deep breath. And stretch it out so you feel the back of your body elongating. And then rise. Extend your legs straight out in front of you. Now, if this is uncomfortable underneath your knees and in your hamstrings, go ahead and put a gentle bend in your knees so that your hips are relaxed. Again, the tension in our hamstrings can translate into lower back pain. So keep your hamstrings nice and easy. You can slide a pillow or a cushion underneath your knees if that helps you. We want to feel the hips grounded. So our pelvis and our sitting bones secure on the ground. I'm just showing you with bent knees so you can see here and hopefully be comfortable. We want to lift out of our hips through our lower back. And this is all we're doing here. This pose is called Dandasana, which means staff pose. You can think of a nice, strong, supportive staff you use to climb a mountain if you're a mountain climber. And you want to feel that energy supporting your body, so you're not collapsing into your structure, but you're really climbing that mountain and getting nice and powerful while doing it. The legs are extended out, and you'll notice you feel a burn in your quadriceps, the tops of your thighs. That is helping your hamstrings relax. So the more you burn in the top of your thighs, the better you're going to feel. So don't worry about it. Keep going. And this is also going to develop the strength that you're going to use in yoga classes, more advanced classes and routines. So let me know how you're doing in your comments. So in this pose, I'm not going to lift my arms off of the ground because we're focusing on the hip joint and the lower back. If you are to lift your hands off of the ground, I would just say be sure you're really strong in your core. But if you're experiencing lower back pain, let's keep your hands on the ground so you have support to rise up out of that pain and start to shift your body mechanics so that you're not causing the same you're not causing the pain to recur. So from Dandasana, I'm going to turn to the side of my mat and extend my legs out in a pose we call wide angle or Upavista Konasana. So I'm just moving my thighs so that I can feel my sitting bones on the ground. And I'm not rounding into my back, but I'm sitting up out of my hips. So if you need to place a cushion underneath your legs, cushion underneath your hips, go ahead and sit up a little. And again, if you need to bend your knees slightly, that's okay. We want to feel stable at the base of our spine. And then our legs will extend in time. If also this is too much for you, bend one knee in. So you have one leg out and one foot in. You can switch to the other side, do one at a time. So if you're doing just one leg, turn over to the leg that's extended. So in this case, it would be, I have my right leg extended. I have my right leg extended and I'm going to turn over. So my hips stay stable on the ground. My lower body is the foundation and my upper body has a twist and a movement in it to look out over my right foot. So this twist is coming through the whole spinal column. It's really good for helping to unwind some of that lower back tension that gets caught up. And then we'll go over your other leg. So we twist, feel the pelvis and the base of your hips secure on the ground, and turn your chest to look over your foot. So I like to say your chest is looking out over your foot so that you don't just look out with your head and lose the rest of your body, but we actually want to lift the whole body and look out over the foot. So again, if you feel comfortable extending both of your legs out, feel free to open into the full wide angle fold and tilt forward as much as you feel comfortable. So my feet are active here. That's another key point, to keep your legs strong so that you can cause more flexibility and more pain relief. And walk out as much as you want. I'm going kind of deep into this because my legs are ready for it, my hips are ready for it, but you might just be at a mild tilt forward. I just want to release the inner thighs, keep the upper thighs secure, again steady, so you're grounded through your legs to reach out of your hips. Come back up, pull your feet together. I'm going to turn back to the front of my mat, my legs out. Again, knees can be bent, but now you notice that you might have more freedom through the backs of your legs to extend your legs straight now that we've gone through some of these poses already. With my legs out in front of me, I'm going to twist my left hand to the outside of my right thigh. Keep my hips facing towards my feet, but turn my upper body. Turn my upper body to look over the right shoulder. Deep breath. You're lifting up out of your hips and twisting around through your chest. And I just like to move a little bit so we don't get caught up in any kind of sensation that's going to create more pain, but we want to keep moving through the length of the spine so we develop strength and the flexibility to be a little bit freer. And that's gonna translate into your other activities. So whatever's going on in your life, I'm just going to twist to the other side. If the cause of your lower back pain is just from sitting for long hours, then these movements are going to translate into when you are sitting for those long hours. How do you integrate your yoga practice so that you don't cause the same kind of pain to recur, but you're actually going to be using your body in a more intelligent manner that's going to just erase the cause of the pain. And again, if you have a more acute injury to your lower back, this is just going to give you a little bit of intelligence to go in and explore. Again, you won't want to go into anything that causes any kind of tight pain or tight sensation, but you want to go into something that really feels like it's organically moving, and it's an exploration into the sensation. So from here, just scooch forward and we're going to lay right back down to the ground. And as we began, draw your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg flat, and we're going to twist. So I'm going to have my left hand cross my right knee over my body. I'm going to put my elbows down, lift my shoulders, and square my chest back onto the mat. Holding on to the outside of my right knee. Actually not really on the knee, but I'm on above the knee on my thigh. Inhaling and exhaling. So you notice as you breathe, there's going to be some shifts in your hip. So if your hip is rotating up towards your chest, as you exhale, feel the sensation of your thigh and your hip rolling away from your chest. You can even do that by taking your right hand onto the top of your thigh here. Inhaling, and as you exhale, just gently roll your thigh away from your chest. And you'll feel your thigh bone roll deeper into the hip socket, and that is a good sign that your hips are opening and those muscles are softening. Right arm can extend out to the side. Now, if you're feeling a little more flexible, you can take your left hand to your foot and extend your leg. Again, notice my thigh here isn't rolling up towards my belly, but my thigh is rolling away from my belly. I'm keeping the bone rolling into the deep hip socket. So either leg extended or knee bent. And then turn onto your back and get both knees into your chest. Now keep your left knee. You're going to extend your right leg flat and twist. Squaring your chest back onto the ground. And as this knee as this knee moves over your body, you want to play with rolling your thigh away from your chest. And pause just to breathe and notice those little movements in the pose. So even though our outer body isn't changing, every time we take a breath, something in our inner body does respond. So that's a relaxation response. And as we continue to breathe and continue to relax, our muscles respond and slowly, slowly, slowly begin to unwind. I say slowly because that's how it is for me and my body. Again, I didn't start from a very flexible kind of experience, but I gained flexibility through continued practice and developing strength along with the flexibility and enjoying the time that I've taken. So I'm hoping that you also will be watching these videos and enjoying the time that it will take to slowly unwind those muscles. And if you need to remind yourself, just keep reminding yourself. Take your hand to your thigh, roll your thigh away from your belly, keep the femur head in the hip socket, and from there, maybe extend your leg. This leg extension is going to demonstrate that your hamstrings are open and hopefully then release a lot of that tension in your lower back. So now as you roll onto your back, both feet on the mat, you can lift your hips just a couple of inches off of the ground. Take your hands underneath your sacrum so that your palms are facing the mat. And now I'm just going to lay my hips down on top of my hands so I get a nice lengthening through my lumbar spine and through my sacrum all the way to my tailbone. And it's also a nice little massage for your glutes, glute medius here, because your hips get to just rest on your hands. So I always like to incorporate how you can give yourself a little bit of a massage inside of these yoga videos, because it really makes a huge difference. Just some conscious touch to the muscles creates a large effect, a deep effect of relaxation. So you can also turn your knees from one side to another here, and that just gives some more massage and compression into your glutes and into your hips. So I hope that this video is going to give you a lot of encouragement to take a step into your yoga practice. If you've never been to a yoga class before, maybe you'll feel more confident to go in. And if you have been going to some classes, let me know what kind of yoga you like to practice. Hatha yoga, hot yoga, power yoga, vinyasa, so many different kinds of yoga out there. These videos kind of just give you a base, an intelligent foundation from which to explore the wide world of yoga. So please favorite the video and come back to it so you keep learning. And I've taken my hands out from underneath my hips, and you can extend your legs out for a final relaxation in Shavasana. If you have a cushion, you can put a cushion underneath your knee here if you're still feeling some tightness in your back. Deep breathing to relax fully into our final resting pose. In our final relaxation pose, we can return to some tension in our lower back. So just for therapeutic focus. Keep your knees bent, touching one another with the feet wide. Another thing you could do instead of keeping your knees bent is just place a cushion underneath your knees so that you're laying down with a support under your thighs. And enjoy this resting pose for a few breaths. And when you're ready, you can come up to meet me in a comfortable seat. Well, I definitely relaxed myself making this video. Please let me know if this helped you with your lower back pain. Subscribe to Psychetruth and also check out my website. It's Courtney Bell at yogacurrents.com, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you and practicing some more yoga with you. So enjoy the journey and namaste.